Okay, everything on Fox News is narrative journalism, and they've been caught badly and obviously editing video to remove police with guns drawn who were handcuffing the innocent Good Samaritan black people at one of this week's protests. And understand that there's a contingent that wants to put together a very specific narrative about the protests. And that narrative is the protesters are overwhelmingly bad and violent. They're insincere in their activism priorities. The police are good, and Trump is very good and leading the country properly. Now, of course, there's lots of different details that make the reality a lot more complex. Protesters are mostly good and police are mostly good, but a lot of this is about systems of power. There's the issue of Trump's leadership, constitutional issues with the military. There's endless issues here. But what I want to focus in on in this segment is Fox News distorting the truth in just a really specific way. And as Rolling Stone reports, there's a local Fox affiliate that ran a story about a family flagging down law enforcement to protect a business from looters. When police show up, the officers handcuff the people who were legally holding firearms and trying to defend this business. And Fox News, when they rebroadcast this story, they removed the entire part of the story where police drew their guns and put the Good Samaritan black gun owners in handcuffs. So the local Fox affiliate, Fox 11, included all of that because they were broadcasting it live. You actually see the police manhandling the victims, pulling a woman out of a car who had nothing to do with the entire thing. They handcuffed the people who called the cops. Now, I can't play that for you because local Fox stations are super aggressive in their copyright claims and they'll penalize my channel for doing it. But here's the later clip from Fox News where they remove that altogether. The police showing up and harassing and handcuffing the victims was casually completely removed. Take a look.
It happened yesterday in Van Nuys as well, where owners of a liquor store were protecting it with their long firearms when about a half a dozen looters showed up and tried to hit a gold and jewelry store next door. There was a standoff, and there the reporter became a witness.
3 vehicles drove up in front of the Buy Gold, and they told them, get away from that, and they started arguing about it. And after they started arguing about it, that's when we started flagging you down.
So they were able to stop that from taking place. I think 1 or 2 of the looters were detained. Now, there's 2 protests going on right now in Hollywood.
What a completely sanitized and dishonest version of what happened. Liquor store defenders with legal guns who happen to be black defend the store until the police show up. And the full story, of course, is that police showed up, aimed the guns at the people defending the store, as well as peaceful bystanders, and even handcuffed some of them. This is Fox News going, as Rolling Stone says, out of its way to selectively edit the scene and make the police appear to be nothing but helpful and ignore the fact that the police showed up, cuffed the black people with guns first, and asked questions later. Now, in the video that went out live on Fox 11, which I encourage you to check out, you can actually hear the reporter that was on scene yelling at the police saying, these are the good guys. No, these are not the looters. These are the good guys. You're cuffing the good guys. And she's insisting, and the police tell her, you've got to calm down. It's one of the most chaotic, insane videos that I've seen. And, you know, actually, it's so important, really, that you see this. Let's just play the Fox 11 video. We'll probably get flagged or whatever, but we can't really tell the story. Here is the insane video from Fox 11 live, where you actually see all the craziness go down and you hear the reporter yelling at the cops, these aren't the bad guys. You're cuffing the good guys. Take a look at this.
All right, now they're telling them, no, they're fine.
They're good.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. No.
Whoa.
Oh, my God. Joe, to your right. stand up. Come on.
He's with us.
He is with me, press. Sir, they're okay, sir. They're the store owners. They were protecting the looters, sir.
Whoa.
They're protecting the stores. The looters are over there.
Stand down for a sec, please. Yeah, relax.
You're losing your looters.
We're
They're taking
taking-
down that way. These are the people at the store
Which
trying to
ones?
stop.
Point.
All three of them.
Okay, we're putting those in handcuffs right now.
Dude, no, they're not the
Hey,
looters.
one person talk. Where's the looter? Where's the looter? Where's the looter?
They're help protecting this building.
Hey, where'd the looter go?
They were
Okay, description. Black, white, Asian.
African Americans. They're
To show you how easily and quickly things can go wrong or can be misinterpreted.
Wow.
Christina.
This is one of the
Yep,
wildest things I've ever seen. And then to see
Oh,
that.
now they're taking the woman from the car. She's not involved. She just stopped to look.
They actually take a random woman out of her car, cuff and detain the Good Samaritans. It is completely bonkers. So there's two parts here. There's the story of police showing up and assuming that the Good Samaritans with the legal guns are actually the bad guys. Now, we can debate, is it about race? Is it 5% about race? Is it 50%? That's one part of it. Then you have the Fox News disinformation propaganda piece of it, which is that the Good Samaritans were detained on live TV, and Fox News National has just removed that completely from their telling of the story and doesn't even mention it. And this contributes to the overall narrative that Fox News has been perpetuating. The protesters are the bad guys and they must be stopped. The police are never the problem. And sometimes the police are even actually the victims, according to some of the presentations that are made. Incredible story, incredible situation. Imagine being that exasperated Fox 11 reporter who sees it all go down and then sees the police cuff the good guys, yelling, these aren't the looters. These are the... Calm down, ma'am. Calm down. Excuse us while we pull a random woman out of her car for stopping to see what's going on. Sick. And this is just one little story about so many things. How context matters, preconceived notions, selective news editing, how these out of context 40-second stories on news channels often fail to really tell us what's going on. Many lessons to be learned here. And it's also just another one of these unbelievable videos that you have to see to believe that this is what's going on. One of our sponsors, NordVPN, is giving you 70% off a 3-year plan, which comes out to just a little over $3 a month. And you'll get an extra month free when you go to nordvpn.com/David Pakman, or just go to their site and use the coupon code David Pakman. It's 2020. There is really no reason not to be using a VPN. Not using a VPN means you are not taking your internet safety seriously. I use NordVPN almost any time I'm using the internet. It hides your IP address when you're browsing online, keeps you safe from hackers, keeps websites from tracking your browsing activity. Many advantages, and NordVPN is the most trusted VPN in the game. They don't log your internet activity like many other VPNs do. Their servers are super fast, and you can even use it on your phone. NordVPN is giving you 70% off a 3-year plan that's just over $3 a month, plus an extra month free when you go to nordvpn.com/David Pakman. I've put a link right underneath the video, or just go to their website and use the coupon code David Pakman.